Hey y'all, I'm Aramis Hamer. I'm a visual artist who creates large-scale acrylic paintings inspired by black girl magic, hip hop, and everything astrology. Welcome to my studio. What we're gonna be working on today is creating my Scorpio painting. So you might know I'm doing a zodiac series where I'm painting all 12 of the astrological signs. Right now I'm working on the Scorpio, which is the water sign. So she's gonna be a goddess floating in some cool liquid. You'll see what that liquid's gonna be soon. Also, I need to prime 2 large paintings for the next paintings that I'm working on, which is gonna be Sagittarius and Capricorn. So I'm super excited for those. The canvases are all stapled to the wall. So next we just need to gesso them. So I have these 2 huge gallons of white gesso that I get from Blick Art Supply. We're gonna pull these locks up and then we're gonna start painting. So I'm gonna see y'all in a bit. She ready, hey. Another day in the sacred space of creating. There's a lot that needs to be done to this Scorpio goddess. The plan for today is for us to really increase the contrast on the background layer. So let's get started. This dark dioxazine purple is really gonna create a deep dark contrast for the background that we're starting with. You'll see me spray the canvas first with water to help the paint glide a little bit more smoothly on the canvas. I was experimenting with her hair to see what curls and patterns and textures that I wanted for her. So I really like the curls that I just first got established with the sponge, but now I'm going back in to cover up some of those layers to 1, add the contrast, how we talked about, and 2, so that I can have space to later add more reinforcement to her curls. I love using a sponge to cover a lot of surface area whenever I'm working on these really big canvases. It also gives a really nice texture as well and helps me blend a little bit better. So here you'll see me adding that really deep purple at the same time while keeping that layer nice and thin and diluted so that some of these specks of water can show through. And I'll show you why I'm doing that in just a little bit. Now that the dark side now that the dark side of the painting is complete with that deep purple in there, we're moving on to the lighter side, because what's really nice about contrast, that's the thing that's going to create depth and the realistic kind of feeling in a painting and really make it pop. So now it's time to brighten it up. What I've been doing for all the water signs that's in the series is playing with the idea of creating them in a monochromatic palette. So this is the Cancer sign from the previous painting that I made. And obviously I made her in more of like a green monochromatic tone. So I'm trying to keep that similar energy going on with the Scorpio, but I still wanted to break it up. So it's still going to be red, all pretty much monochromatic, but we're going to have 2 type of reds. So let me break down why I chose each red. Let's start with Golden's Cadmium Red Medium. Obviously I love Golden because they're amazing and it's the best paint ever. Next is the Nap Red Medium. I'm going to use the Cadmium Red Medium for the water and then the Nap Red Medium for her body. Obviously, this is for artist color nerds out here because some people might not be able to tell the difference between these reds. But if you're creative out there, let me know. Give it a like if you can tell the difference. To me, the reason why I'm using the 2 different reds is because the top one, which is the Cad, has a little bit more of a yellowish or orangish hue. It's a little warmer, and the Nap Red is a deeper red. It's more of a ruby or like a lipstick red, and I think that'd be perfect for her body to enhance the sensuality and sexuality of the goddess that we're painting. Who is the ultimate Scorpio that stay in their feelings? Drake. And of course, I love me some Drake. He's constantly in my headphones every time I'm in the studio. So, of course, this Scorpio has to be swimming in some champagne as a nice little head nod to the ultimate Scorpio, Champagne Papi himself. let's get a like if we got any Drake fans. And let's get a like if we got any Drake haters, because that's okay too. That's fine. I love working hand in hand with the organic, natural flow of the paint. So it's like this organized chaos with the splashes, and then me coming in to reinforce with the more defined line around it to create the bubbles. Does that make sense? I hope so. Well, we are gonna move right along to applying gesso to these giant canvases. What I first start with is adding tape so that I can have a nice, clean, defined line. Next, it's time to mix the primer. So with the gesso, it comes very thick. That first layer, I like to add a little bit of water to dilute it down a little bit so that it can really penetrate the fibers of the canvas. Now, remember, that's just for the first layer. So stay tuned as I mix up the water and the gesso together. Oh, a little too much water. Let's fix it. Hey, there you go. There you go. Okay, back to the matter at hand. You might be thinking, that canvas is hella wrinkled. Why is she priming that? Well, what's nice about the gesso is that it pulls it really taut and it's gonna remove all of those wrinkles. So just watch this magic happen. Next up, the goat, y'all. Super excited for this one. Obviously, I'm just putting some tape down, but this is going to be the future canvas of Capricorn. Yeah, we're going to go hard with the goat, the greatest of all time. So keep watching so that you all can see how this piece turns out, which will probably be months from now, just saying. First layer down, nice and thin, a good little wash, and it pulled the canvas nice and tight. Somebody come get her. Somebody. Now, time for coat number 2. Remember, this is how the canvas looked before? Yeah, so that gesso pulled it nice and tight. We got some of those first layers done on Scorpio, so I'm feeling good about today. Y'all, I paint really big. Some of these paintings are over 3 feet tall, so I just want to be real with the paint process. It's not going to be done in a day or even a few weeks. It can take me over a month to complete some of these pieces. So I'm just going to break it down into sessions so you all can join me in the paint process. So today you just saw a little bit and how I'm building and how I'm creating those layers. We also got those base layers set for the other 2 paintings, Capricorn and Sagittarius. So it looks like today was a successful studio day. Thank you so much for joining me today. And if you liked it, make sure you like it, and I'll see you next time.